I've been a resident for 55 years.
Okay. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Fine, thank you very much.
And today's date is April 26, 2013. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, will you please state your full name?
Richard Schey.
Richard Schey. Now, Mr. Schey, the reason I'm here is it has come to our attention that you were involved in a situation that occurred in late, I believe, 2009, involving an individual whom you later determined to be named Kyle Anthony Scott. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, how did you come into contact initially with Mr. Scott?
Our cars touched as he pulled out of a parking lot and I pulled into my parking lot. And unbeknownst to me, he attacked me.
Okay, now, for the record, sir, how old are you currently at this stage?
82.
You're 82 years old, so this occurred when you were either 78 or 79 years old, is that correct?
78, I believe.
78 years old. So when you say you pulled into your parking lot, are you saying your house parking area?
My office parking lot, I believe it was a Sunday afternoon,
Okay.
and I was pulling in, the window open so I could flag the gate to open,
Yes, sir.
and it is situated next to a strip shopping center
Yes, sir.
from which Scott was pulling out of.
Yes, sir.
And as I was pulling in, all of a sudden he started backing his car back into the parking lot, and we touched.
And what happened at that point, sir?
I didn't know whether there was damage or not, so I pulled around, stopped, and went into my console to get out my insurance papers.
Yes, sir.
And all of a sudden, through the open window, an arm, hand, pulled my head through the window and smashed me in the mouth, causing a lot of bleeding, severe bleeding.
And did Kyle Scott say anything when he hit you? He hit you with his fist?
Yes, with a fist, and then he jumped back in his SUV and took off immediately.
So he ran and he fled the scene.
Yes.
Now, was there a witness to this?
Yes, sir.
There was. Did you require any medical attention after this unprovoked attack?
The police were called by the witness.
Yes, sir.
They called the EMS. EMS wanted to take me to a hospital because I had a severe cut and a lot of bleeding, but I just got a towel out of my trunk and staunched the bleeding that way.
I see, sir. It is our understanding that ultimately criminal charges were not filed against Mr. Scott, but however, you did file some sort of civil lawsuit against Mr. Scott in 2010, is that not correct?
That's correct.
And did you go to trial on that matter?
We went before a jury, yes.
You went before, so a trial was held,
Yes.
a jury of 12,
Yes,
and they heard the facts as you attested to in a court of law, and they heard what,
and also the witness.
and the witness, as well as Mr. Scott, is that correct?
His story totally contradicted that which I told and that which the witness told.
Do you believe he lied on the stand?
Well, I believe when he was under oath, he told a story that was not actuality.
Okay, so it was not the truth as far as you remember it.
Yes, and as far as the witness.
And as the witness remembered.
When I left the courtroom after the trial, the jurors, 4 or 5 of them, were leaving at the same time, and they said they couldn't believe the story of Mr. Scott.
Now, how many jurors were there?
12.
There were 12, and they found him guilty, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And they found for you,
Yes, sir.
and they gave you an award, did they not?
$72,000.
You got $72,000, and you made a settlement with Mr. Scott, is that correct?
Correct.
And so, as far as you know, that is the end of that matter.
Well, I still have a bad feeling of a professor on a witness stand a man who's supposed to teach our young, telling a story that was not the same as a witness and I told.
I see. Now let me ask you this, sir. I am here because it is our understanding that he, Mr. Scott, is seeking a public position, and that, I believe, as trustee to Lone Star College System. Would you trust this man with your money?
I would not trust this man, period.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you have anything else to add?
Just my disappointment that a teacher of young people, a professor, supposed professor, would tell a story like he told.
Sir, thank you very much for allowing us to interview you today.